Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. So what we're actually going to be doing in this video is unboxing my new exhaust. You guys know in my most recent video that I picked up an ETS Extreme catback. This is the resonated mid-pipe with no mufflers, and it is the blue titanium tips. So we're gonna unbox that, check it out, see what I think, and depending on how I feel, and after I get everything unboxed and everything, I may remove the current exhaust, which is the Tomei catback. So depending on how long this takes, which really shouldn't take that long, and just see how motivated I am to get the Tomei off, we may do that as well in this video. There will be a separate video of the install and everything in the initial startup. As you guys know, I only have so much time to get things done throughout the week, working on cars and everything like that. So we'll see how it goes, but for now, let's go ahead, unbox this, check it out, see what we think, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we got everything unboxed. It looks very, very nice. The welds look extremely nicely done. You know, it's done by hand. These are all hand built by ETS. They're made to order as well. So it's not like, you just order it and they pull it off the shelf. They actually make this when you do order it, which is a really, really nice feature just because they spend more time making sure everything is right. And again, I just lined everything up just real quick just so you guys can see the full system out on the floor. And just look how perfect that is. Obviously the V-band clamps go on there, but everything is just literally almost touching each pipe perfectly, and it's laying on the ground, not even in the correct position. I do like that there's two exhaust hangers on each side. With previous exhausts that I did run, some of them only had one hanger on each side, which honestly was probably enough, but just having two is just added reassurance and make sure it stays in place better. And I just kind of prefer that. But overall, the welds, again, super duper nice. I'm really happy with the overall quality of it. I love V-band clamps on anywhere that I can get them. I will always prefer that. This flange on here on the downpipe side is massive and extremely high quality. It's not some dinky flange or anything like that. It's a really, really nice one. Super thick, and it's flat, so you don't have to worry about using donut gaskets or anything like that. I've had issues with previous exhausts with that, since most of the exhausts made for this car are kind of made to be used with the stock downpipe. So if you're running an aftermarket downpipe like I am, it gets complicated. You can have leaks and everything, which I had with a previous exhaust. So having a flat flanged gasket to the downpipe is really nice. I'm happy with the blue tips. I think they look, pretty decent. Overall, they do look nice. I like the little gold color in there. I think it looks nice, but we'll see how it looks on the car. I don't want to make it look too cheesy. The titanium tips that I have run in the past, the titanium exhaust, which I have run the Cobb titanium as well as the Tomei, which is on there right now. It's actually real titanium, so it's burnt. These tips are stainless, I believe. And then they burn them as far as I know. There's other options as well. You can get black or you can get just all chrome. But I figured I would try out the blue ones as I mentioned. And then if I don't like them, I could just switch over to the black ones that I wanted to initially try, but it was like a month wait for the black tips. So I figured might as well get this exhaust, try it out. And if I really, really like it and I want to change over, it's easy to change out the rear section to the black tips. We'll see how much I like it first, and then we'll go from there. One really nice thing that this entire exhaust comes with is first of all, the V-band clamps. This is obviously all the hardware that you need. This is for the downpipe connection. You get some anti-seize as well, but they include 3 different types of gaskets, which is awesome. There's a metal one here. There's a graphite one, which is super thick. It's like the Grimspeed one, and they also include a vibrant one. How amazing is that? And then also, if we come over here, there is a checklist. There's an entire checklist that somebody goes through, checks everything off for your specific exhaust, and make sure everything is included. That's amazing. I have never seen any other exhaust company do that. So that is pretty awesome, just to make sure everything is in the box that you need to install this properly. And it's catered directly towards your specific exhaust that you chose. You get some stickers and everything, and get a little card here. I really, really like that they included so many different types of exhaust gaskets, just so you can get it fitting exactly the way you need it, because everybody's different. And like I said, I've had some bad experiences experience with some fitment issues at the downpipe connection with some other exhaust. So I want to go over real quick as to why I'm changing exhaust. A lot of people may have that question. First and foremost, I miss the quad tip look. I've been running the Tomei for, I think, since last November, so 7, 8 months or so. I absolutely love it. It sounds insane. But like I said, I really wanted to go back to quad tip. The car does look good with the single tip and the exhaust cutout block off plate. But I don't know, something about this chassis I think just looks better with the quad tip. I think previous generations, the Hawkeye, the Blobeye and everything, as well as the GR, I think just looks better with single exit. But with this chassis, since it's a little bit bigger, a little more square than others, is not as rounded, I just think quad tip fits this better. Now, if you guys don't know, I ran an AWE track as well as a touring catback on this car not too long ago, and I loved the AWE track sound. I thought that sounded phenomenal. It was super deep. It added a lot of tone, and it sounded very, very good. But I got rid of it due to fitment issues, and I just wasn't happy with everything. And this is actually the exact setup, the exact resonator and everything. It was exactly the same. So it had resonator in the mid pipe and no mufflers on the muffler part. So it's going to sound very, very similar, if not the same, which I'm actually very happy about since I do miss that sound, but I didn't want to go back to AWE due to the fitment issues. So we're going to give this one a whirl and see what we think. So as you can see in the back, Tomei, it looks okay. And with the block off plate, it does look nice. But like I said, I just think the quad tip is going to look so much better. It's going to fill out that end. It's going to add some nice detail on the bottom as well, just so you can see the pipes and everything. I've always felt like something was missing with the Tomei since it kind of tucks up too high. You can't really see the piping at all. I always loved seeing the exhaust pipe underneath when you're behind the car. So it should look much better with the quad tip. So what I'm actually going to do tonight is actually, I have some time, so I think I'm going to knock out the removal of the Tomei. I'm going to get that sent out to the new owner since it was already purchased. Overall, really, really simple removal of the Tomei. And again, it's going to be reverse order just to install this, just with one more pipe on this side. I do need to get the extra exhaust bushings, which I do have up there, since the Tomei only requires one in the back. So I'm going to need to get all the extra ones that I have laying around from the previous exhaust setup. So gonna go ahead, jack the car up, get everything off. I'll do probably a time lapse or something getting that off. You guys see me install exhaust a million times. So we're gonna go ahead and get that knocked out. But yeah, really excited to get this on. We'll see how motivated I am once I get the Tomei off to see if I got some energy to get this put on. All right, so sorry for the noise. I have the fan on just to cool things off a little bit, but we got the Tomei off. Came off super simple. It's just two exhaust hangers. There's one there, which is still on the car, then the one over there, and then the two bolts to the downpipe. And naturally, I have Titanium Works hardware for that. Here's the Grimsby gasket that I've been using. I noticed a little burnt right there, so it looks like there was a little bit of a leak. There's the comparison between the Tomei and the ETS Extreme. Obviously this is made of stainless, so this is going to be heavier than that. This thing weighs like pretty much nothing. But overall, still, I think I'm going to enjoy this a little bit more. One of the notes that I wasn't a big fan of with the Tomei with equal length headers is when you really start to get on it, it gets a little tinny and raspy sounding, and that is due to the titanium. That's just the sound of titanium in general, which, you know, obviously I expected, but I think I prefer the sound of stainless with equal length on these cars. It provides a little bit deeper tone in my opinion, so it's just personal preference, but this thing is super nice. You guys know that I burnt all the pie cuts a while ago when I first installed it, and they're still holding up. It still looks beautiful. It actually colored a little bit more since it's been heat cycled quite a few times. But overall, there's no dents or anything. Still looks as good as it did the day I installed it. So really, really nice. I am going to miss the Tomei silencer, which I have over there, just for those cold starts and early in the mornings, like when I went to Wicked Big Meat and I had to start it up at 3 in the morning. It was nice to have that. This doesn't have it, so I'm kind of SOL on that. But either way, I'm going to actually install this since it's a pretty straightforward install, very, very easy with the V-bands and everything. And hopefully we can get a little bit of a teaser, a little bit of a startup, just to kind of hear it and make sure there's no exhaust leaks and everything. As I'm looking over everything, I realized the metal one over here is an adapter plate. This might be for, I think it's for the stock downpipe, along with this gasket. As you can tell, this is the Grimsby gasket. Big difference in size. This is for, I think, the 2.5 inch, and this is for the 3 inch, which is what the downpipe is. Same thing here. This goes up. I think this is for the stock downpipe, and then over here this has the larger 3 inch. So most likely they ask you to use this, but this one's not that great. I'd much rather use the Grimspeed one, so I'm going to go ahead and reuse that. It's in good shape. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit just to kind of get rid of the soot, and then we'll go from there. So let's get under the car. I'm going to install the back piece, the downpipe connection right here first. Just get the screws in loosely. Then we'll go to that and kind of work our way back. That's usually what I do. Leave everything loose, don't tighten everything down yet, because you want to make sure you get your fitment right before you start bolting everything down. All right, so I am finished with the install. Everything is torqued down properly. Everything lined up very, very nicely. The tips, I spent some time playing with the fitment, and they fit absolutely perfect. I went around and kind of just played with the tips, pushing them in and out, kind of making it even on either side. And these tips are very, very easy to adjust due to the V-band. What I was doing is just loosening up the V-band on each side of the muffler, and then holding the tip into place and tightening it down. And it'll literally stay anywhere that you are holding the actual exhaust tip. So I've seen a lot of ETS catbacks with terrible fitment. Well, I shouldn't say terrible, but it's just not fitting right, and that is purely the installer error. So if you take some time, play around with the fitment, I promise you it'll fit really nice. This is also with an aftermarket downpipe, which is a Grimspeed. I'm running you know, the turbo, the Bosch turbo, as well as the Kilby equal length headers, and the PLM turbo uppipe as well. So everything is replaced. Doesn't matter if you're a stock downpipe or anything like that, the ETS catback fits very, very well, no matter if you're aftermarket or stock. So here is the driver's side fitment, nice and even from the bumper. Then we go over to the passenger side, and same exact fitment, nice and even from top to bottom and left to right as well. We'll go back here so you guys can see. Fits very, very well. Happy with that. And looks great on either side. So I'm going to go around and wipe the entire exhaust down to get my fingerprints off, and then we can go ahead and go to cold start and see how this thing sounds. so that concludes this video. You got a little bit of a teaser with the cold start. I didn't want to head out. It's pretty late right now, and I want to make sure I get some good exhaust clips for you guys. So I'll probably head out tomorrow to get those. I'm going to probably drive the car tomorrow to get a feel for it. I will say there was a leak at the downpipe connection, so I ended up throwing in that Vibrant gasket that it came with, along with the Grimspeed one that I had already, so I'm using two, and the leak is completely gone. So if you guys run an aftermarket downpipe and you're having a small leak right there, I definitely recommend just throwing that Vibrant gasket in along with a Grimspeed one. Completely sealed, all the V-band connections completely sealed. There's no leaks whatsoever, and it sounds really good. It's going to break in a little bit, so the sound is just going to get better and better, but overall I can tell right away that I'm going to absolutely love this exhaust. It's super deep, which is kind of what I was missing from the Tomei. The Tomei does sound very good, but like I said, it has that tinny higher pitched sound that titanium produces, which does sound very good, but I think I prefer the stainless deeper tone. And you guys can check out the tips, or the rear end of the car with the car on the ground. Tips look really nice. I'm really impressed with the coloring and everything, and honestly this fitment is fantastic. I'm really pleased with the fitment. So next up, I'm actually going to remove this diffuser right here because I have the new one coming. I'm not going to do that tonight. I'll probably do that tomorrow after I get the exhaust video done for you guys, so I can get that sent out to the new owner. But man, super happy. I hope you guys like it. I know a lot of people were recommending this exhaust to me for a very long time, and I'm happy I was able to get my hands on it. Huge shout out to Bryant at Envision Tuning, which is where I get all my exhausts from. Got it to me in a couple days. These were out of stock for quite a while, and he was able to source one exactly the spec that I wanted, and he got it to me in a few days. So once again, huge shout out to Bryant. If you're looking for an exhaust, hit him up at Envision Tuning. He's easily one of the coolest dudes and one of the best companies to work with. So if you're looking for anything, not just exhaust, be sure to hit him up. But that's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions at all about the exhaust or anything else on the car, be sure to ask him in the comments below. In the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.